Hi, welcome back. In this video, we are going to learn about the JavaScript Switch Statement, which is a powerful and convenient way to execute different code blocks based on different conditions. The switch statement is another way to write a complex if-else statement when we only want to check one value against multiple different options. The if-else statement is a common way to execute different code blocks based on a condition. For example, if you want to check the weather and display a different message depending on whether it is sunny, rainy, or cloudy, you can use something like this. Now to do this, first we need to define a weather variable. Let weather is equal to sunny. Then we can check this. If weather is equal to sunny, then console.log it's a beautiful day, like this. Now we are going to add another condition, else if weather is equal to rainy, then console.log don't forget your umbrella, like this. Now the third condition that we want to check is else if weather is equal to cloudy, then console.log it might rain later. Now at last we are going to use our else statement, and here we are going to say I don't know what the weather is. Now if I hit save, you can see because the weather is sunny, that is why this code block is executed. Now this code works fine, but it has some drawbacks. First, it is repetitive and verbose, and you have to write the same condition multiple times and use the else if keyword for each case. Second, it is not efficient. This code has to check each and every condition one by one until it finds a match or reaches the end. This can be slow if you have many cases to check. Now the switch statement is a better alternative to the if else statement, especially when we have many possible values for a condition, and the switch statement evaluates an expression and compares it with multiple cases. Each case is associated with a code block that will be executed if the expression matches the case. The switch statement also has a default case, which is executed if none of the cases match the expression. Now this switch statement looks something like this. Now to create this switch statement, we need to use the switch keyword. After this, we have this expression that can be any valid expression such as variable, a literal, or operator, or a function call. The expression is evaluated once and its value is compared with each case value. Now this case value can also be any valid JavaScript expression as long as it can be compared with the expression using the strict equality operator. The case value does not need to be a constant, but it is usually a good practice to use constants or literals for clarity and consistency. Then after defining our case and a value, we need to use this colon sign, and then in here we are going to write our code block that we want to execute if this expression is equal to this case value. The code block can be empty, a single statement, or multiple statements. The code block can also contain any valid JavaScript code such as variables, loops, functions, or even another switch statement. Now after this we have this break keyword, and this break keyword is used to exit the switch statement and prevent the execution of the next case. If we omit this break keyword, then the code will fall through to the next case and execute its code block as well. This can be useful in some situation, but it can also lead to unexpected and unwanted behavior. Therefore, it is recommended to always use the break keyword unless you have a good reason for not to use this break keyword. After writing each and every case, at last we have our default keyword, and this keyword is used to specify a code block that will be executed if none of these cases matches this expression. And also, this default case is optional, but it is a good practice to include it in case the expression has an unexpected or invalid value. This default case can be placed anywhere in the switch statement, but it is usually placed at the end for readability and consistency. And this default case does not need this break keyword because it is the last case in our switch statement. And now let's rewrite this example using our switch statement. Now in our switch statement, for this expression, we are going to use this weather variable. Now after this, we have to define values for our cases. Now the first case is sunny. Now here we are saying check if the weather is equal to sunny, then run this block of code. And here we are going to log it's a beautiful day like this. Then we are using our break keyword. Now for this second case, we are going to check this condition, which is if the weather is equal to rainy. Now here instead of value 2, I am going to use rainy, and then if it is rainy, we are going to log don't forget your umbrella. So I am just pasting here, and again we are using our break keyword. Now we have our third case, which is if the weather is equal to cloudy. Now here I am going to use our case keyword, then here the value is cloudy. Now if it is cloudy, we are going to log this same thing that it might rain later like this. Now at last we have our default keyword, and this is similar to this else block in if else statement. Like now in if else statement, as you know, this will check each and every condition that we have here, and if none of the condition from these statement are true, then this else block will be executed. And this same thing happens in our switch statement. And in here, if this weather expression not matches any case from these cases, then this default code block will be executed. And here we can say I don't know what the weather is. And here we don't need this break keyword. If I hit save, you can see because the weather is sunny, that is why this console.log is executed, and it is saying it's a beautiful day. And this console.log is coming from this line of code. We can also comment this so we can have the result in our console from this switch statement. Now just to check what happens if we change this weather to rainy. Now you can see this code block is executed. Now this weather is equal to this case, which is rainy, and we are getting the result from this code block. And if we use any other value that don't matches this cloudy, rainy and sunny, then you will see the code after this default keyword will be executed. If I write something like rain and if I hit save, you can see now this weather is not matching any of these cases. That is why this code block is executed. Now as you can see, the switch statement is more concise and clear than the if else statement. You only have to write the condition once and use the case keyword for each value. The code is also more efficient because it is using a technique called hashing, which allows it to jump directly to the matching case instead of checking each condition one by one. Now let's see what happens if we don't use this break keyword. Like if I cut this break keyword from here and in our weather I am going to use sunny. Now what do you think this will print in our console? And you might expect it to print only this console.log because our weather is equal to sunny. However, this code actually print this console.log and also this console.log which is inside of this rainy case. If I hit save, you can see now both of these console.log is printed into our console. And this is because the code falls through to the next case after matching this weather with sunny, because here we don't have any break keyword to stop the execution of the code after logging the value to the console. So the code keeps executing this next case and then it stops here before this break statement. Now let's see what happens if we also remove this break keyword. If I hit save, you can see now each and every value is printed into our console. And this is not what we want, and it can cause confusions and errors. To fix this, we need to add the break keyword after each case like this. Like first we need to add break keyword here, then after this statement, and at last for this statement like this. Now we have the correct result in our console. However, there are some situations where you might want to use the fall through feature intentionally. For example, if you want to execute same code block for multiple cases, you can omit this break keyword and group the cases together. Now let's take a look on another example. Now this code will print weekday if the day is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday or Friday. And this will print weekend if the day is Saturday or Sunday. And this is because the code falls through to the same block for each group of cases and then break out of the switch statement. This is convenient and concise way to handle multiple cases with the same action. Now I want to share some rules that we need to follow while using the switch statement. First, if there are more than one case that matches the value, only the first one will be executed. Second, if there is no matching case, the code will look for this default case, which is a special case that handles any value that is not covered by these other cases. Third, if there is no default case, the program will skip the switch statement and continue with the next statement after the switch. And as we mentioned before, the switch statement can only compare values using the strict equality operator, which is this triple equal to operator, which means that the values must have the same type and value to be equal. This is different from loose equality operator, which is this double equal to operator. And this double equal to allow type conversion and can sometimes produce unexpected results. For example, if we write here if x is equal to true, then console.log true, else console.log false. Now as you can see, this code prints true because the loose equality operator convert the number 1 to the boolean true and then compares them. However, if we use switch statement, the code will behave differently. Now I am using switch statement. Here we have x, and then if x is equal to true, we are going to log this same value. then our break keyword. Now after this our default case, and here we are going to log console.log false. Now this code has printed false because the switch statement uses the strict equality operator, which does not convert this number 1 to the boolean true and then compares them. Therefore, the switch expression and this case value are not equal, and that is why this default case is executed. And this is an example of how the switch statement can be more reliable and consistent than the if else statement. When it comes to comparing values of different types, the switch statement always compare values as they are without any type conversion and avoids any confusion. However, this also means that you need to be very careful when using the switch statement and make sure that the values have the same type and value. Otherwise, they will not match. Now in this video, we have learned about the JavaScript switch statement, which is a powerful and convenient way to execute different code blocks based on different conditions. We have seen the basic structure and the syntax of switch statement and how to use the case, break, default keywords and the strict comparison. So I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, please like, share and subscribe for more coding tutorials. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.